You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
Spending all my nights, all my money going out of the town, doing anything just to get you off my mind. When the morning comes, I'm right back where I started again. Try and forget you, it's just a waste of time. that hides the tear was when the sun comes down, get that empty feeling again. I wish to God that you were here. Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me, 'cause I was wrong and I just can't live without you. No, no, no. Now that I put it all together, give me a chance to make you see. Have you used up all the love in your heart? Nothing left for me, nothing left for me, nothing left for me. Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me, 'cause I was wrong and I just can't live without you. I was wrong and I just can't live. Baby, come back. Wake it up, shake it up, steer it up, baby. Wake it up, shake it up. I see you by the ocean, walking alone. Oh, after a brief encounter, baby, I'm drawn up to the magic in your eyes, beyond the hesitation. You wonder if you're ready to open your heart. You can have the best of things, sweetheart. Come on now, we'll take it slow to start. You can have the best of things, sweetheart. Baby, I know. At times it's not so easy to let new love in. No, we're so afraid the hurt will happen again. Yeah, 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 yeah. But rest assured the sun will shine. You'll see a new horizon. Your destination's waiting. It's time to arrive. You can have the best of things, sweetheart. Come on now, we'll take it slow love the little things you do. I've gotta get next to you. That's what I want to do. To spend my days and nights with you, making love the whole night through. Baby, I've been missing you. I've been missing you. Please tell me, baby, that you feel the same way too. True love can come around again. This I know. This I know. My sweetest memories of you, I just can't let go. I gotta get next to you. That's what I want to do. Making love the whole night through will make all my dreams come true. Baby, I've been looking for you. I remember all the good times and all the things we do. Please tell me that you feel the same. It's such a crazy feeling, and no one is to blame. I gotta get next to you. That's what I want to do. To spend my days and nights with you, making love the whole night through. shared your big heart with me. Deep in your eyes, I could see the love, like the ocean blue. I think I love you, yeah. I never thought I'd be here before. With love so pure, couldn't ask for more. It's not a dream, I opened my eyes, I saw you. Innocently you came to me. No plans to mean so much to me. Deep in my heart I had the need for you to lift me up. Oh boy, you fill my cup. See, you came along and you lent a hand. You're more than my friend. See, you understand. I never thought I'd be here before. With love so pure, couldn't ask for more. It's not a dream, I opened my eyes, I saw you. You are my love. carry so much on your shoulder. It's time to show you what a real love is. Forget the past, baby, let's move forward. I can give you what you're missing, push you toward your vision. I just wanna be a team, that's just who I am. Gotta show you what I mean. Won't you come with me? Come on and let's get away. Let's get away for the day. And don't you hesitate to say what you wanna do. There's nobody that can give it to you like I do, and I can prove that to you. I just wanna pamper you. Yes, I do. It's all about you. My priority is to be a dream come true. So anytime you need that, I'll do it just for you. Baby, it's all about you. So boy, won't you come with me? Come on and let's get away. Let's get away for the day. And don't you hesitate to say what you wanna do. Baby, won't you let me be? I wanna, you just let me. Baby, if you let me, baby, won't you let me? I wanna be everything you'll ever need. If you let me be, let me be, oh, let me be your everything. Let me be everything you ever need. Yeah, if you let me be, baby, if you let me be the one to love. Let me be the one to hold you. Let me be my baby. You can come over for a little while, just a little while, 'cause your energy is so bad. I love your smile, smile. We've been vibing for some time now, baby. I can see what's on your mind. I can see it, baby. And I know you wanna feel my body. Let's just take a little time, little time. You wanna get closer, but it's too soon for me to give it up. Oh, babe, I love it when you take time to come over, but it's too soon for me to give it up. I've been thinking about you all night, 'cause you made something come alive. And when I touch you, you get so hot. We about to lose control. Stop it right here. I don't wanna lead you on, 'cause we ain't there, but I want to. We've been vibing for some time now, baby. I can see what's on your mind. I can see it, baby. And I know you wanna feel my body. Let's just take a little time. I wanna get closer, closer, but it's too soon for me to get
breath away, makes a bright sunshiny day in a land of make-believe. I never could conceive you're lying here next to me. She's so fabulous. My boo is so marvelous. The way we met, it was so miraculous. I feel so fabulous. Ooh, oh, oh. What a wonderful feeling. Leaves me rocking and reeling. Loving you's been so dope. A shining star, so full of hope. Just to hold you, been so real. It's the thought of you. You've been my biggest thrill. She's so sensuous. From the first time I saw you, it made me curious. And if you leave, girl, I'd go furious. My boo is so fabulous, fabulous. Yeah. Love is about giving. Every day so fulfilling. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong. Just you and I, a wonderful love song. It must be sent from above. The flowiness of a dove. You're my boo. I'm so into you. Ooh, a wonderful feeling. A wonderful feeling. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're my boo. You're so fabulous. Takes my breath away. Takes my breath away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. We're very excited today because we have a wonderful guest. I can't believe she's actually here with us today. But I wanted to introduce to you our special guest today, Miss Cheryl Cooley of Klymaxx. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hey, thank you.
Yes, and of course, today we also have a guest host. Costella's in the house is also. So welcome, Costella. She's actually filling in for Joyce today. Joyce is on a gig today, and of course, so we're very thankful to Costella for coming over and hanging out with us today on the show to help us with our guest today, Cheryl. Cheryl, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, I guess you gotta have help. I guess I'm a handful. Is that
G. Hey, we got a live one over there.
Yes, indeed. But on the real, we're definitely excited about you being on here today, and I'm so happy to hear some things from you because you know that your group, when you guys came out, man, y'all had me in the clubs jumping around, and I'll never forget that. And and like I said, and then plus the music, just like all the music back then, it's just timeless. It's still here with us, and so we definitely appreciate all the. I call all of you people legendary because of your music and everything. But again, just an honor to have you on today. Really is.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you mean on that guitar too, by the way. Oh my goodness.
I've been playing for a little while, I guess. Since I was 11, actually, I've been playing guitar. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was guitar your first love? That your first instrument, or your only instrument?
Well, what's interesting, my parents, for some reason, every other Christmas I got a toy guitar. And so it was just around me. And my sister, who's actually 16 years older than I am, so she was out of the house when I was, kind of playing in the house. So we were like the only child in the same family. And she was married to a jazz musician by the name of Hubert Laws. And he happened to be on tour and was staying at my parents' house. And he had a guitar also, but he's a professional flautist, but he also had a guitar. And I was excited to see his guitar, and I said, I have a guitar too. And I got it, picked it up and played something. And, miraculously, it was tuned to a TV show. Oh. And so my sister jumped up and said, we ought to get Cheryl some guitar lessons. So, being the only kid in the house, that was like the guitar was my playmate. So, I took private guitar lessons. I studied in school. I learned arranging and composition in high school. Went on to college and got my college degree. And I mean, my life was just, one thing after another. And I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 years after college, I ran into this all-girl group called Klymaxx.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like the universe just kind of laid out my life. Okay, you're gonna be a musician. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. And I'm just very grateful that it was all. At the time it seemed like a struggle, but looking back, it's like it wasn't that bad. It was just kind of all laid out. But I just, for your listeners, my thing is, I knew that I wanted to be a famous guitar player. I wanted to be in a famous band. I wanted to be a star. Mm-hmm. So, with that kind of conviction, you just know without a doubt, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, just know without a doubt, no matter what people say around you, just know that it will happen. And it will. It may not look exactly like you think it's going to look. Right. But, even, for whatever reason, when as a kid, I had a dream, a daymare, a nightmare, and I saw myself on stage playing guitar, and the lights were going, and the music was going, and the crowd was all, hyped up and everything. Yeah. And so I distinctly, clearly remember myself playing guitar, getting ready to step up to the microphone and sing, sing a note. Mm-hmm. And I turned to my right and looked at the band and go, God, that's kind of strange. And then said, oh, well, and then started singing. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, I don't know, maybe 15 years forward, we're at the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, California. The lights are going, the music is going, the audience is going. It's like deja vu. This is the dream. What was it that I looked over to the side and I couldn't understand in a dream? So I looked over to my right and it was like, it's an all-female band.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing.
That is amazing. So who were some of your influences?
I'm a funketeer. Sorry, funkster here. I love funk music. So, the Earth, Wind, and Fires, the Sly Stones, the Confunctions, all those kind of great bands, that I'm really into. Rufus with Shaka Khan, and those are the kind of bands and sounds that I really got into learning how to play guitar and learning music. The college that I went to, they were into big band music, so I even have that understanding too, and just the two together and merging with the harmony and the theory to know how it happens. those are all my influences. And I must say, I'm a person that cannot go to bed with music on.
Oh, I know it. I'm the same way.
I'm analyzing every note. I can't turn it off. There's something, even in the car, I don't really listen to the radio because something will catch me and I'm not paying attention.
Right.
So I don't drive with the radio too much, but that's just how much music theory is saturated in my being.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Now, when did you guys, okay, so I think I read somewhere that you actually wrote the first song that got you guys signed back in the day?
Yeah. So the way the story is, when we kind of ran into each other, the girls that were in the band at that time and we met each other at a rehearsal studio. They kind of busted in and said, hey, you don't want to be in this band, you want to be in our band. We have an all-female band called Klymaxx. I was like, oh, okay. So, we were rehearsing and, playing around with some music, and I started playing this groove and, kind of got all into it and threw some lyrics on it. And it was called Never Underestimate the Power of a Woman. So at the time, I was also working at a bank, and I was telling my supervisor about this all-girl band I'm in. And she said, oh, if you give me a demo tape and a promo picture, I'll take it to my uncle. He's a producer for People Bryson by the name of Johnny Pate. Again, like I said, fate just kind of threw things at me. So, I gave her the demo tape, I gave her the picture and the bio, and she took it to him, and he called us in to have a meeting. It's like a dream come true. This is what I have dreamed to happen. And so he sat us down and he listened to it and he didn't like it. You weren't expecting that, right? But I always say, when one door closes, that does not mean another door won't open.
That's so true.
So he happened to be having lunch with the vice president, one of the vice presidents of Solar Records, and so I got this all-girl band, a demo tape. She got, all-girl band, let me hear it. So she listened to it. She loved it. She called me and said, when's your next rehearsal? She came to rehearsal, all smiles. Next rehearsal, she brought Dick Griffey, the president of Solar Records, and we were signed immediately. And so our first release and our first album entitlement was Never Underestimate the Power of a Woman. In the key of A minor.
Yeah. Yes.
What a cool title. That's awesome. So you obviously didn't have anything to do with the name Klymaxx. So you know how they came up with that unique spelling with the 2 X's and the K and all of that? I mean, I'm looking at it, I know in my mind what I think, but
All right.
I wanted to think of some creative word to describe the, exciting music, let's use the word climax. Let's kind of change the spelling. I don't know. Well, anyway, let's say climax, the ultimate peak of musical excitement.
Well, you had all those girls out there thinking we could be sexy if we wanted to be.
Of course, why not? Why not? Make the men all pause.
Yes. You know what's too funny? I told someone I was going to get an opportunity to meet you, and they said, ask her what the boop was going on in that ladies' room.
What
is that about?
It's not as well. I was going to say it's not as scandalous as you think, but it is a bit scandalous. So it's like this. So one night, one of the guys from Midnight Star, who was our label mate at Solar Records, was out with his girl, dancing at a club, and one of the girls from Klymaxx saw them and was all excited, star seeing stars. So she ran over to him and hugged and kissed him and everything. And the girlfriend was looking at her like, well, who is this? Do I have to say the word? And so she got upset. She got up from the table and she went to the ladies' room, and he thought, oh, gee, that's a good idea for a song.
Hey,
very cool.
They come how they come, right?
Yeah.
You guys made it a positive thing,
Oh, yeah, sure.
Something that was kind of, and made it positive. Yeah, that's cool. So that's cool. That's a cool story.
Yeah, yes.
That's cool.
That's usually our code word for our code line for our security to let them know we have to have a meeting in the place.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But all of our titles of our songs, they were most of them were about some life experience. Even the Men All Pause was, we were talking about, going out for the night, going to the Speakeasy. In West Hollywood, there actually was a club called the Speakeasy. And all the things, going to the Fat Burger was down the street from it. So going out, all that in the lyrics is really talking about a night's adventure.
Right. Yeah, but those songs are just like I guess the backdrop to your life. And when you said pause, I'm like, all of a sudden I find myself just dancing to it in my head, because it was just such a, I guess they call them earworms, where it's just like stuck in your head and you can't get it out, and what's that one, Divas Need Love Too?
Yeah. And even with that, being out on the road all the time, and you're missing your family or missing your, significant other or whatever. And it's like, you've got all these people that admire you and stuff and all the energy coming at you. And then, kind of when you get alone, it's like, well, wow, divas need love too. And, kind of need some, some, one-on-one attention and not just, I'm not saying fan attention isn't, great. I mean, it's great to be admired on such a creative level, but sometimes when you have a little downtime, it can be a little lonely.
Yeah, well, you guys definitely had some hits. I'm just thinking about I Miss You, and you guys had Howard Hewitt on that had to be an amazing experience.
Yeah, actually the song was I Still Say Yes, that Howard Hewitt
okay.
Because Shalimar was also on the label Solar. And one thing about Solar, it was a great record family, because all the artists would help each other with their recordings and playing the music, and so we were very fortunate to walk into a label that was willing to nurture us on all the levels of music, knowing how to go on the road, survive on the road, know how to record, how to do things in the studio, trade ideas, and create songs and music and a sound, a specific significant signature sound. So it was great being there. I mean, it was a small label, but everybody was willing to be there and assist each other. It was a great experience.
Yeah. Now the band, you guys disbanded though after a certain amount of time though, right?
Yeah. Well, Solar had made another label that we were on. I mean, it was the same company, but they had made a label, Constellation Records, and it was distributed by MCA Records. Okay. And MCA had a lot of people there. A lot of great artists there. And when the 90s came, and people started singing to tracks, or the whole era of 90s, being a live band really wasn't popular anymore. I mean, when you think about it, I guess you could say the last 90s band, R&B band, I should say, you think about Mint Condition, and after that it was really kind of about just the vocal groups or the single artist type thing. So, in MCA's cutting of cost and, changing with the times, one day they went in and cut 17 acts. And we happened to be one of them. I think even Patti LaBelle was one of them. She was on that label. So, it's not just focused only on cutting Klymaxx, but it was, a corporate decision to, it's time to cut the 80s and let's get to the 90s. And how corporate is, let's get them dollars. So, just like one day, the manager called me. I can remember it was August 1990, and he called and go, "Hey, Cheryl, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, okay," because we were kind of in the middle of, touring and stuff. Actually, we were getting ready to go on the tour with, now I forgot his name. Anyway, the singer guy plays keyboard. Oh, come on, Cheryl, think of it. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, Barry White. We were getting ready to go on tour with Barry White. And the manager's assistant calls me and says, "Hey, Cheryl, how you doing?" "Oh, okay, fine. What's going on?" "Well, you no longer have a contract with MCA. Have a nice day." Click!
Whoa.
Wow. Like that?
Like that.
That's terrible.
I tell you, them labels were very ruthless. They was ruthless.
That's cool.
They didn't care about nothing. So, I just think, as an independent artist today, you able to do your own thing, but them labels wasn't about poo-poo, I tell you.
So how did something like that affect the tour? Did the tour still go on? And
Since we didn't have any backing, we got dropped from the tour. I don't know if the tour even happened. I have no idea, because by that time, for me, everything that my life had accumulated to get to was just all of a sudden cut. So, it was devastating. I mean, I remember dropping to the side of my bed on my knees and just crying and boo-hooing because like, oh Lord, what am I gonna do with my life now? Because I didn't know anything else. I mean, I knew banking, but it was like that was what I had strived to be all of my life.
And plus, you guys were on such a high too.
Yeah. So I did some temp work or something with the bank and all that. And one day I was having some work done on my house, and my contractor said, "Oh, well, why don't you be an electrician? They make money. It'll be great."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I searched around and I found a women's program to help get into the trades, and went to an apprenticeship school and learned how to be an electrician. So now it's actually part of the path. It sounds weird, but it's part of the path. So I, went to the apprenticeship program. I did that for, about 10 years. The hard hat. Oh, I had a pink hard hat, and it said, "I will go." No, I'm not gonna take this. Anyway.
Never underestimate a woman. Never underestimate. I love it.
But I had a pink hard hat. I had, my tool belt, and of course, sometimes, when I would go on job sites, these guys would be like, "Oh, here we go." But then, as soon as I start talking the jargon and understanding what they was like, "Oh, okay, you're serious about your business, okay?" Because to me, it was about the wires, the music. I had to connect it some kind of way, right?
Sure.
So, I learned how to, do all the little construction stuff and extra stuff. So I guess I did that about 10 years and then got laid off. And then it's like, okay, now what am I going to do with my life? And then I started calling contractors trying to get a job. But as soon as they heard my female voice, it'd be like, "Oh, no, click." Everything goes click again, right?
Man.
Wow. So, one day I just happened to get a call from our old manager. Things in the music had kind of changed, and he said, "Hey, if you get the girls together, I'll get you guys on some old school tours, because they're getting out there now." And the reason why he called me is because, look, I've only had 3 addresses in my lifetime, 3 telephone numbers, so they got one of those. I had known them, they had one telephone number, so he figured, well, they must have called you at some point, so you have some kind of, connection, because there was, no internet or anything like that. It was just about the telephone.
Right.
So, I searched around and looked at my book, see who called last, and, asked them, "Hey, what do you think about getting together and doing some old school tours?" And, unfortunately, the times had changed. Things didn't look like they did in the 80s, of course. Yeah. And I got, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I got too many kids. Don't nobody want to see a bunch of old age women up there. Most of them said no. Wow. So I said, "No, come on, let's do it. A couple of people were absolutely out of it. I said, "Well, let's have some auditions and, try to, get people to, just make the Klymaxx legacy continue." That was my biggest thing. And, we did what we had to do, get some people in there, and some of the girls still got discouraged and didn't want to do it. But for me, I really wanted to continue on, hoping that they would change their mind.
Sure. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm here today to continue the Klymaxx legacy, and when people hear the music, it's like, "Oh, I remember when," and the stories go on and on and on, and even the new fans are like, "Oh, you guys sound great."
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I read somewhere that
like I said, like you were saying, all these groups such as yourself, y'all go through all these different changes and things like that. But a lot of the old school are coming back.
Oh yeah,
They're definitely coming back.
Coming back, they are back. I'm telling you,
they are back.
A concert, and it's like we're talking about stuff that happened in the 80s with every artist that's on that now concert ticket.
Yeah, but I like to see some of these old school artists. I would love for the Academy, the Grammy, they can get some Grammy for what they've done, lifetime achievement or whatever.
Yeah,
But, that's a shame. None of them never got any type of Grammys.
Well, you know what I was going to ask Cheryl about. I heard that you guys were in the Hall of Fame. So tell us about that.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, because there's two of them. One's the Hall of Fame and one is this Women's Songwriter Hall of Fame, because what they discovered was that not very many female composers, writers, and artists were really recognized in the Hall of Fame. So their goal was to, recognize women and the efforts and talents that they poured into the music business. So we actually were awarded the first year that they started this award. And I actually flew to Washington, D.C., and accepted the award. I mean, it was great. The organization is great. They treated me, because I was the only one that showed up for that, treated me great. I mean, they really are in the effort to try to make women be visual and recognized by people for the contributions that they've put in.
Yeah, congratulations. I'm actually presenting this summer.
Oh, nice. Hey, yes.
Let me sing, but it's I was like, oh wow, so you got that's amazing.
Yes.
Recognize you, and the first to be in the, I guess, inaugural class. That's awesome.
Yes, awesome. That's great. Oh, I'm proud of you. Get on, girl. Hey, high five.
Yeah. I have questions and stuff, so I'm like, tell us about your best tour, the tour that you thought was the best. I mean, that you say, oh my God, you think about it and it's like, that was just epic. Mm-hmm. Which tour was that for you?
I would have to say the first one we were on was Midnight Star, Shalimar, and Klymaxx. That was our very first tour, and nothing can, outshine in my mind that whole experience. Maybe because it was new, I don't know, but we were all in the Solar label family, so it was again that family thing. They taught us how to survive on the road, what to do, what not to do. I mean, that tour just set the tone for, how I even tour today, and it was great. It was great. Yeah.
Who owned Solar Records? Was that
Dick Griffey?
Okay, Dick Griffey. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Solar actually means the sound of Los Angeles Records. SOLAR. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. So Midnight Star's from LA too, then? No,
actually, they're from Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were signed to the label. Yeah. They were signed to the LA label. And Shalimar's from LA. Dynasty was on there. Lakeside's from Ohio, but
That's
they were signed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deal was signed on there.
Come out of Ohio, a lot of players came out of Ohio.
Yeah.
Like
producers from Ohio.
Sugarfoot, the Ohio players. That's my boy.
So you didn't go to the same high school as Tina Marie, did you?
No, I went to Crenshaw High.
Crenshaw, okay. Cool. Yeah, no, they had their thing going on, that LA vibe going on there too. I mean,
sure, yeah, and I had the opportunity to hear her unsung segment, and it was surprising hearing her story was so parallel timetable wise to what we were doing. I mean, what she was doing, what we were doing was the same time frame, and I thought that was quite interesting. That we had never crossed paths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is interesting.
LA is huge. In case anybody didn't know, LA is huge.
It is. It's very huge. And like, I'm from Long Beach, and people say, "Are you from LA?" I'm like, no, I'm from Long Beach. It's a completely different world, And even in LA, there's different segments and parts of it that are just, different, I went and saw Chucky Booker a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, he's like, San Pedro. I'm like, San Pedro. I'm like, represent your city. I didn't realize he was from San Pedro,
Oh, gosh. Oh. But I'll have to say, I love Long Beach Airport more so than LAX.
Oh,
everybody flies out. Every airline flies out of LAX.
No, don't tell nobody about it.
Oh, the vibe there. I'm sorry.
That's our secret. Don't tell them about it. It's a great airport. I mean, they're making so many improvements to it now. It's bigger than it was. We have a whole new new terminal, and
Oh, I
but they're
didn't know
keeping the
that.
historic part of it there too, which I'm a history buff. But
okay.
but yeah, the airport's great. It's a
Boy, I'm telling you, it's really nice. I
Mhm.
got up in there. I looked around. I said, get me a wheelchair. Push me. I'm like,
but it's not even that far. You could have walked. It's not that. It's a small. It's like a boutique area.
Yeah. I don't blame you on that wheelchair in the airport thing. You know?
well, I'm telling you. Now,
No, Southwest is my private jet. My private jet, Southwest, flies out of Long Beach.
Yeah. I hear you.
look here, I was in Istanbul. Well, I'm telling you, that airport is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And I said, dog, boy. I said, everybody that was on the flight with me that went over to Africa with me, everybody got them a chair.
I don't blame them. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you.
Yeah.
So what you been doing lately? Touring or just recording or what?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, the year started, the floodgates opened for all these live shows that we've been doing. I mean, we've been, doing maybe two to three a month. And I mean, it's great. We actually did get rained out in February though, so we didn't get in California. We didn't get them, but people want to hear live music. They want to go to a concert. They want to feel the music. And we've been so honored to be able to be on some of these shows that they call us for. They call and we negotiate and jump on a plane and go and make the menopause and come back home and wait for the next call.
Nice.
When y'all gonna make it to the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
We were actually in Grand Prairie last Saturday.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed it, Ray. Dang.
I damn sure.
Yep. We were at the festival, the Main Street Festival. We were there Saturday night on the 22nd.
Boy,
Yeah. Now let me just say, it was cold.
well, it was cold last Saturday.
Yeah.
Which
The
is
temperature dropped.
Yeah, that's unusual too for Texas.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot in the audience because it was so cold. But yeah, we were just there. So we probably won't get back in that area till later this year. But we'll be back.
You need to let us know.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, because right now it's cold right now here.
Oh wow.
It's cold.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we had a great time though.
Yeah.
The audience was great. The staff and the promoter was great. I mean, they treated us really well, and it's about the food. Oh, the food. Oh my God! Oh, everything we ate was great. It was like, whoa, can't stay here. Stay here.
And, they do have, the things like that. They do have some decent food.
Yeah.
That gun fair, see, they be, before the fair even start here, they start judging what kind of food they gonna bring in for that, that year. And so they're just, if they win, they'll be there for duration.
Yeah.
Now, how
I ain't
What
never heard
makes
of
you
no
sure
fried
that
ice cream, but, they fry ice cream, yeah.
So what keeps you motivated to keep going?
Well, music is my passion for one thing, and when I hear people so still enjoying the Klymaxx legacy, that really motivates me to get out there and continue to entertain them. I love playing guitar. I love music, and I have the opportunity to make it my lifestyle. So just the music itself, just the whole process. Yeah, maybe a little hectic getting on the plane and all of that, but once you get on that stage and you feel the audience's energy and you hear the music, it's all worth it. And I intend to do this as long as they show up. I'm gonna show up.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
I can't think of this lady. She's a blues guitarist. She was back in the 30s and 40s. I can't never.
Yeah, I now see I've got brain freeze because I just posted her on my website. I mean, on my Facebook page.
See, that was the first female guitarist I ever known.
Yeah,
Sarah.
yeah.
And I know she used to play in the streets in Memphis.
Right.
You know, yeah. I can't never. I want to say Ma Rainey, but that ain't it.
Now, see, now you don't make me. I'm gonna have to click onto my Facebook page just to have to look. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
So were there did any men write for you guys, or did you do all your writing?
Oh yeah. Sure. You know, like I said, Midnight Star wrote "Meeting in the Ladies' Room."
Okay. Oh yeah.
You know, our first album, well, I guess first two, was heavily written by Lakeside, because Otis Stokes and Stephen Shockley, they were our first producers. You know, so there was a lot of men that wrote songs for us. Even Babyface wrote the song "I'd Still Say Yes." You know, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Now, how many do you have? I mean, as far as the band members now are original, or are you the only original in the one that you? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go through the problems, because since you're the one of the original, then the other one stepped out doing the same thing, like the Delphonics. You didn't have that problem, though, did you?
Well, there's always going to be problems because we're talking about women. Do I need to go into detail, or you want to stop there?
No,
just women. Men be doing it too, girl. Worse.
Bennett.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody has their idea or opinion how things should be. Again, like I said, as long as the audience shows up, I'm going to show up. I can't worry about what other people are, doing, conniving, not conniving, whatever they're doing. My passion is the music, the Klymaxx legacy, and I continue to be out there and demonstrate that for the fans to show up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you should. Yeah.
That's fantastic there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because so many groups and things like that, they have all these differences and they spin off like the Temptations. It was so many of them, it was crazy.
Well, music being an art, that has creatives, people that are creative. We don't think logically sometimes. People will say, well, why don't so-and-so do this? But, the music, the creativity, the artist, it's another realm of thinking and logic. So sometimes, things don't look the way a logical person would think they're supposed to look like, because we're talking about creatives. And sometimes the two worlds just don't make sense to each other. So we just have to live together with that idea that it's just not going to make sense sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, have you had, is there any thoughts of you, or have you done anything like on your own, like your own solo project?
Well, actually, I've released 2 singles under the label of Klymaxx featuring Cheryl Cooley, and our first single was a women's empowerment song called "For Woman."
Okay.
And it's like I said, empowerment, kind of giving honor to women of all walks of life, to being supportive in our society. Mm-hmm. And the other single that I released was called "Love Me." Talking about those times when you're on the road and LOVE me, love me.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've released a couple of new stuff, and I mean, I know we have to get back into the studio, but right now our touring schedule is
pretty hectic, huh?
heavy right now. Yeah.
Is it all on the West Coast or what?
You say what again?
Is it all on the West Coast?
The songs?
No, you're touring.
Touring. Well, like I said, most of it is on the West Coast, but like I said, we were in Texas. We also did Little Rock, Arkansas, maybe last month, I think. So we're all over, wherever the promoters want to book us, we will jump on a plane and go. So, any promoter out there that want to book us out on the East Coast, we are ready.
Awesome.
Well, I got a friend that his name is Fred Walker. He's old school, and he just wanted to bring some entertainment to the Black Arts and Academy.
Oh, wow.
Call it T-Ball. It's a real nice facility.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I'm gonna talk to Fred about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like to see some of this old school come out here,
Right.
Because Frankie Beverly, he lives here, out here, so much. He's out here every year doing his thing. Yeah.
So if you could collaborate with someone, who would you do that with?
Oh, I would say Bruno Mars, because Bruno Mars is kind of that same funk vibe, Yeah,
I can see that. He's still my favorite Super Bowl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fell in love with him. Wow, that'd be hot.
That would
'Cause,
be.
I've seen you shredding, girl. You are amazing. I mean, so in that lull where you were, doing your electrician thing, were you still playing, or what were you doing?
No, that phone call when we got dropped, it hurt me so bad that I did not touch the guitar for 10 years. Matter of fact, the guitar that I had toured with, the one on the videos, Meeting in the Ladies' Room and the Men on Pause, I actually put that on a stand and just made it an art piece. And I put it in a place where, I don't know, maybe it was intentional, unintentional, but it was in a place where I had to pass it every day. And I found myself being so hurt that I would walk very fast by it. Because, it just was like, I just thought I'd never do music again, to be honest. I just thought I was going to retire as an electrician. I really didn't have a complaint to retire as an electrician because, I was making about $50 an hour.
I know that's right.
Yeah, but I know you could complain about that.
Yeah.
But, the music was still there, but the hurt was there too. So the two related to each other. So, I never did really, pick up my guitar. A couple of people asked me to do some recording. And I have to admit, when they sent me the track to practice to it, I didn't practice. I didn't. Then I got into the studio and go, oh man, what is this song gonna do? And then whatever came out, they loved it. So I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing. I didn't practice, but it was still that hurt. But they really wanted me to do this recording, and matter of fact, I think I had two major recordings, and I didn't practice. I just wasn't ready, and I didn't want to tell them no because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. But in a sense, I was hurting myself through the hurt that I was already hurt to kind of force myself and push myself through it to do it. And each time it was like, oh, this is great, and I'm thinking, ooh, if you only knew.
Well, you never lost your chops. That's great. Never
Yeah,
lost
yeah. I mean, I think starting at the age that I did, I think, it just developed, mentally, emotionally, physically. It never stopped being there. But, the business just kind of, spanks you hard, and you think, I want this to get out of me, but it doesn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have advice for like I'm an independent artist. Do you have any advice for, independents who are trying to make it, trying to do our thing?
Yeah. The industry is so different than, when I was coming through it and stuff. But I always tell people, you have to do what makes you internally feel good. If your art is painting rocks and you love painting rocks, paint rocks. Your neighbor doesn't like the fact you got a ton of rocks in your backyard, too bad, but that's your passion. If your passion is writing songs and, maybe your mother-in-law don't like the song, but, your neighbor likes the song. I mean, there are millions and millions and billions of people out there that's going to like some part of your artistic ability. So whatever it is that you have, whatever art you have, whatever idea you have, go for it, because you never know. It could change lives, change the world, change society, or even change yourself.
Wow. That's good advice. Good advice. Just want to say hi to all the folks in the chat room. We have so many people I see. I'm looking Colleen, Gia, and cousin Henry, and Jessica, and who else? I know I saw Jasmine Keith there, and J.C. Smith, and John Taylor, Yvonne J. Yeah, I think I got everybody. I think. But hey, y'all.
Hello,
Hey.
y'all.
Hey.
Yes, yeah.
Great.
Awesome.
Wow.
So what's the rest of your year this year? Is it pretty much doing your shows?
Yeah, actually,
No,
we
that was it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have for sure at least 1 or 2 shows every month for the rest of the year. I mean, I invite your listeners, your viewers to go on our website Klymaxx.com. That's KLYMAXX.com, and our calendar is there. I invite you to sign up for our newsletter to let you know when we're going to be in a town near you. I'm grateful that things are coming to us through all kinds of sources. Promoters, booking agents, even other artists. Pulling us on shows that they're on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna keep going, keep playing. As a matter of fact, I've done a show every 2 weeks since I don't know 3 months now.
We just got to get you.
good.
Just got to get you out of California.
Yeah.
Plus, I got good friends that's in the city of DeSoto. That's in Dallas County, and boy, she told me. Well, I was up there talking to her about the play about a week or so ago, and after October, her calendar is open. So I was going to
Nice.
get on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now I have to say I don't think we're gonna do too good with snow. So I know there's that issue.
No, I'm talking about. We ain't gonna,
California, we
we
like
ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about the snow. Everything right now is filled up until then. But
No, I know.
But like I said, it won't be in the snow or something like that. They got a big old park out there. I think last year they had the Pan Africa. It was over 10,000 people in that park.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture from back in the day. So who did your fashion?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a collective effort. We all kind of, there's and you would probably know this. There's a street in Hollywood. I guess it's West Hollywood now. At the time, it was Hollywood, called Melrose Avenue.
Melrose.
Yeah, we just walk down Melrose Avenue. Oh, this looks good. Oh yeah. So it was kind of the fashion thing at that time that we, would put stuff together. I remember my first video, The Men All Pause, and the stylist there gave me a long T-shirt and leggings. No, lace stockings. Here you go. And I'm thinking, well, where's the rest of it? I'm not ready for this. Like, what am I going to do with the rest of it? No, it's going to look great. It's going to look great. And I'm thinking, is that me? Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. I don't know how this works. Oh, Lord. It's all tied to my computer. So. But I'm thinking, well, I can't get up on a video and my mother see me dressed like this. What do you think? So, I learned, hey, it worked, I mean, so we kind of learned from, doing videos what the stylist was looking at and, learn from that. But, it was quite a transition going from, working in a bank, all conservative everything, to all of a sudden being on the video and you got 2 pieces of clothing.
Yeah, that was, I guess that was that era where Madonna was pretty big too. And who else? Were you guys, were you like one of the first girl bands that you know of? I mean, I know there was the Go-Go's. Were they after you?
So actually, Klymaxx is like the only R&B all-female band that's charted on billboards. But yeah, the Go-Go's were out. We actually were signed before the Go-Go's, but the Go-Go's hit before we really made a big impact with Meeting in the Ladies' Room. And then there was other groups, rock groups, the Runaways. I think they were in the '70s. So it's not like we were the only ones. I mean, we each have our genre that we can claim that we were the only on this genre. But yeah, the Go-Go's were out there at that time. Madonna was out there at that time. Even Janet Jackson was out there at that time. Yeah. The '80s. And I mean, there's clubs out here in California that specifically only themed for the '80s because it was such a big music energy, I guess you could call it at the time. The fashion, the colors, that neon pink. Everybody's really into those neon colors. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of clubs out here that theme for that.
Yeah,
I got one right down the street from my house, actually. That's an '80s. That's an '80s. I've never been in it, but people are always lined up to go. But it's strictly the '80s.
So, and we actually did a show in. Not San Pedro. You got San Pedro in my head, but it is South Bay. That we they're specialized on the B-sides of song. So they requested us to play actually a few songs from album cuts that we have actually put into our repertoire now. So that's even a thing now.
That's cool.
To play the B-sides, and the people are actually into it. But because again, it's the Klymaxx sound. So it's like, that's all.
The B-side of anything, a lot of people, the B-side is a lot better sometimes than the A-side. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Sometimes it is. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
But that the exec said, well, this is the hit right here. B-side may be the hit.
Yeah.
I was listening somewhere where, they say now that, well, back in the day, it might have been Herbie Hancock. I was listening to a book where he was saying that, back in the day, you would get an album and that was like an event and you would listen to the entire album. And now it's like, people will just pick and choose and listen to maybe one song off an album, but you're missing the whole, I guess, the whole idea of what that artist may have had in mind when they put that album together.
Right.
So how do you feel about the new, like picking and choosing? Do you think do you like that whole notion, or do you like the whole notion of albums? I mean, the album.
I mean, I like the idea of albums, even the CD covers, where you can see the artwork, to read the back of the credits. I really miss that and stuff. I mean, back then, you had to do, at least 8 songs for an album, and then it got in the '90s, it got to 20 songs on an album. Sometimes you can oversaturate your listener just a little too much to where, like, I don't like this one, I don't like that one. But if you give them some good quality, songs, they'll pick the ones that really resonate with them. I mean, people are doing EPs now. I think that's correct me if I'm wrong, which is like 4 songs on a CD, and if you put some good quality stuff, they'll take the whole thing. They'll buy the whole EP. But I guess it kind of depends on the artist's budget, because now with the independence of the artist, and they have to fund all of their own recording, I guess they would almost have to do an EP as opposed to trying to do a 10 song, 20 song CD. But times have changed and people want everything instantaneous, and give me 4 good songs, give me 1 good song. And if that's what your buyer is gravitating to, then give them what they want, but you can always, do more and more and put it on your website. Maybe they'll buy it, but you have put your artistry out there for who knows who to enjoy it. I mean, like I said, there's billions of people out there. Anybody could pick some song that you don't even like, because come on now, girl, we don't like all of the songs on our album.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that one, but okay.
Yeah, right. I said that to one of my Facebook friends about, well, it's not like we liked all of them. Really? Reality check. No, sometimes you don't. And then sometimes, the record companies will say, no, you really got to put this on the album because, whatever, political and Bob Mombo Jomo was going on in the background. And you put it on there just because, you got to do what you got to do. And then sometimes it turns out to be great and sometimes it doesn't, but you got to put it on there. But I mean, Klymaxx put out 5 albums. I could not name every song on all those albums. I mean, I can name the hits, but when you start talking about the B-sides, it's like, wait, let me read the album and I'll tell you, oh yeah, I remember that song.
Right.
A lot of music. A lot of music.
So you do you like the way it has changed everything, like get your music out there like Spotify, what is that other one? Amazon and all this other digital distribution. Do you like that?
Well, unfortunately, I have to give you a yes and no answer. No, because the record companies were the gatekeepers. They were the ones that were able to give you good quality music. They say, Leah, this is going to be good. And, the audience was able to have, when I say quality, I mean, you've got, good mixing, you've got good EQ, you've got good harmony, you've got a good substantial piece of work that sounds great. However, nowadays, those people that may not have had the opportunity to go through the major companies can now put out their own stuff, their own creativity, and you never know who's going to like it. So, I mean, there's good and bad. I miss the gatekeepers because I've heard some stuff out there that I want to hide from. It's just, and it's like, wow, if the record company had been involved, they wouldn't have let that go through, and it's unfortunate that most of this modern music now is one groove through the whole song. There's no change, there's no bridge, there's no chord. It's just one song, and the vocalists are, I don't know if you'll call them vocalists, the speaker, I don't know what you want to call them, the lead, something. They're singing a melody, and like people are like, oh yeah, I like that. I'm thinking, oh, there's so much more.
Right.
There's so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, there's 12 different other notes that you could pick other than those two.
Exactly. I understand, the structure and the dynamics.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that, the music has been diluted because the gatekeepers aren't there anymore.
Yeah, well, I guess so. The gatekeeper's not there, but the gatekeeper, they wouldn't keep the gate too tight.
Okay, well, but let me stop you there. Because you may not know this, but when our good friend Bill Clinton got into office and deregulated the entertainment business, that opened up the floodgates for any and everybody to do their own independent thing.
Yeah.
That's the gatekeepers were like, we don't need you anymore, dismiss. Right. And then all kinds of things happened. So when they passed that bill, when they passed that law, it was over. It was over.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a crazy thing. It's like, I get that, but then like people like me probably would never have an opportunity to, get out there. But again, for me, it's more, quality over quantity. It's like, I'll do one record here or two here, and but I'm not gonna sacrifice, production or anything, just to put out a record. So
I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I said it's a yes and no answer,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just had to be really, fascinating to be, so prominent, back then and be able to have that comparison. So, I mean, I'm in awe of being here and being able to be a part of this conversation with you. I mean, it's just, because again, a lady playing the guitar like you do is just like, man, I mean, I watched that. I think it was a festival you were at. You just they were like, let you loose, and you were just in your zone, just killing it. I'm like, girl.
Oh, you mean like this? You mean like that? Yeah. My little icon on my computer here is me playing guitar. But yeah.
Okay.
And I really I enjoy playing guitar. I mean, and I'm glad that I can encourage other women to play instruments, not just grab a microphone, but pick up an instrument, learn how to play it. Even if it's keyboards and stuff. It's so much more out there, to do. And I greatly appreciate you, saying about my playing, because there are some days I'm like frustrated, like, oh man, I can't. And then you hear somebody go, oh, that sounded great. It's like, oh, okay, well, let me think about it a different kind of way. We as artists, we're very sensitive of how we put our music out there. We can take
best.
Yeah, we think it sucks. Gosh, Cheryl, you missed that C note passing through that chord over there. And somebody like, oh, that sounded great. And you're like, oh, okay. Okay. I mean, there are a couple of songs I can think of on the, Klymaxx albums. Matter of fact, the second album, we had a song called Wild Girls that was written by these two new producers by the name of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Oh, my buddies. Yeah.
We were there at first outside production, and so they wrote this song called Wild Girls. And so they asked me, Cheryl, we need you to do this wild guitar solo at the end of the song. Doesn't matter what you play, we don't care. And I was so scared. I was so scared, nervous. I'm like, I can't do it. What can we do to get you in there to do it? Oh, I don't know. Just turn the lights out in the booth. I guess I'll do it. And so they gave me this great big Marshall amp. A guitar player knows a Marshall amp can be huge. Mm-hmm. They put it in the booth. They turned out the lights. They played the track and said, play anything. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. We just want you to just play a wild solo. And I got in there and just, because of the sound of the studio, the sound of the amp, and I just played whatever came out. Maybe there was a couple of bad notes, but it's like the way they had it all put together, you would never tell. Maybe I could tell, but listening to it, you can never tell. But I'm so grateful for them to doing that, because it turned the page on my confidence in my playing.
Yeah. And see, that's what I was going to ask you too. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I wanted to ask you, looking back, when you were working in the studios with these different producers and so on, what was the working relationship like? I mean, with being that you are instrumentalists as well, you have your instruments and stuff, and I know that they may have their tracks to submit for you guys to do. And is there, like, when y'all go into it, is there do they give you like leeway to kind of express the music out like you want, or do they have a pretty strict idea how they really want it the track to be? I mean, I was just kind of wondering the relationship between the producer and the art. I mean, the instrumentalist.
Yeah, every producer is different. For me, Jimmy and Terry, they kind of let you do your thing. Mm-hmm. But we ran into some producers that you gotta do it just like this on this beat right here. They get so locked into their idea of what the song is. As the artist, they don't give them the freedom to express their talent, which is what the product is the artist. You gotta open the door and allow the artist to be their creative self. Nowadays, people that call themselves producers, they have an idea of what they hear, but sometimes they are not willing to open themselves up to let it be more musically fluid. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, sometimes it's I don't want to say a control thing, but sometimes it's a fear thing that it's not going to be, it's not going to have, and sometimes you just have to let the creative flow and let flow open up and just let it be what it is. I mean, being a producer, you really have to have a keen ear. You should know music of some sort. I mean, you can push buttons all day long, but if you don't give the listening ear some sort of musicality, they're going to kind of rebel against it in some way, whether that means not buying the product, turning the radio or the phone off, or going to the next song. I mean, if you don't give them something that is creative fluid to the human body, they're going to shut down. Yeah. And some producers just don't understand that music is not only to the ear, but it's all to the physicality, how the music makes you feel. Just like the audience, the fans, they're buying what you're making them feel. It doesn't matter what note it is, what it is, how it makes them feel. If those two notes, those two harmonies, that chord makes them feel good, makes them feel positive, a good vibration, they're going to gravitate to that song. If it's a song that's got denseness, darkness, maybe makes them feel like they're and I'm using this because I just experienced it, their dog just died, they're not going to buy that song. So you really have to be open as a producer to allow the artist to be the artist.
Very important. Yeah. And then my next question for you, Cheryl, What kind of guitar do you like to play, and what's your favorite?
Uh,
Because I know.
okay, so look, I got the same guitar I had in high school. It is a Gibson Les Paul Custom. I still have that
Oh,
guitar.
those are
As a
nice.
matter of fact, that guitar is on the videos, all the videos except for Good Love and Private Party. But that guitar, that blonde Gibson guitar, is on all the videos.
Yes.
And it stayed in LA while I was on the road, because a lot of times we'd have to come off the road to do videos, but that was the guitar that was in LA, so that's why it's always on the videos. And that's my first love.
Yeah.
But my favorite guitar to get on stage is my Telecaster, Fender Telecaster Squire, that we actually bought on the road for $150 out of a pawn shop.
Wow. Yeah.
And it sounds great. My $150 is what it is, but that instrument is my favorite. I mean, I can really play well on it, and it's got a great sound. It's got a great bridge that sustains the notes really well, and that's my favorite. And it needs some repair, and that's why I haven't played it lately. But I also have another guitar that is similar to that one. It's a custom-made one that is by American Standard, and it tonality is great in the studio. But playing it live, I have to work a little harder. Not because it's a bad instrument or anything, but it just doesn't have that grit and grime and, dirty dog funk like the little blonde guitar.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
So,
though.
yeah. I mean, I have a couple of other guitars, and I'm not going to remember the names of them right now. And I was gifted a guitar for, a pre-birthday party that's pink.
Oh,
So
cool.
I have that one, and I keep that one on stage as a backup, because if I break a string, I don't have time to change strings. I just got to pick it up and keep going. And so that's about it. I probably have some other ones in the garage I need to give away, because that's usually what I do. If I have a guitar and I stop playing, I just give it away.
That is cool.
Were you ever endorsed or signed with a certain guitar company?
No, I've never been endorsed. We're actually trying to work with somebody now in getting an endorsement with a wireless company for mics and stuff like that, and hopefully that works out. But they're a great company, and they're not real expensive, and it would be great for artists coming up to try them out. And they're called Phoenix, Phenix, and they have wireless mics, wireless guitar units, and everybody wants to go to Shure, but I'm telling you, this company, they have the same quality, and the price is much cheaper. So we've been using them on stage when we can, because sometimes the promoter already has their setup. But if we have to use our own mics, we will use that. And
What's it called again?
See, make me go get
Phoenix,
my,
you said, right? Phoenix?
yeah,
Okay.
Phenix, I think is what it's title, but I can send it to you if that's not correct. But I even the Instagram page, which also is Klymaxx Music Instagram, Klymaxx. I have it on there, and you see how it's spelled and everything on the unit. But they're a great company. I invite anybody to check it out before you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on brands that we're used to for so many years. Check out some of these new companies. They really are a good sounding quality. So yeah, I bet I've never had an endorsement. I think the only endorsement I've ever had is when we got endorsed by Converse shoes back in the 80s, and I had every color under the sun.
Have some hot Converse right now. You might want to try to re-up that.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. So,
Hey, Ray.
Ray, are you awake?
I'm
Hey,
well.
Ray.
I think you passed out there.
Yeah, well, in the chat, they were wondering where you were, Ray. They were like, is Ray asleep?
No, I wasn't asleep. I was
African time
listening,
still?
but I know I kind of went down a little bit. No, but I wasn't asleep though.
No, that's what my dad used to say all the time. I'm sleeping with my eyes closed.
Oh no, what he said, he's checking for cracks. He's checking for cracks, right?
There you go. Yeah, but he was knocked out. But
I was not sick at all.
let's just say they saw you. Henry
They saw
caught
you.
first.
Yeah, they did.
I know they saw because I felt myself going down. I said, let me fill myself up.
I was hoping you didn't fall over completely.
Yeah.
And I didn't say hey to Joel. Joel was here too, Joel Crafton. And I think I said Gia. Oh, and Colleen said, can you hear him snoring? I think we did. Yep, Colleen said, yep, Ray is fast asleep.
He was out.
Henry said, deep sleep, deep sleep.
And it's not because of you, Cheryl. This is a regular for him.
I understand.
You had that chair still. The chair used to make noise too.
Yeah.
No, but just a very fascinating history. I mean, you're like a legend, and just to, I mean, it's, you're a legend, and women, you're an inspiration to women everywhere.
Oh,
Thank you so much for, being a pioneer and just stepping out. The group of women just showing that, hey, girls can shred too, girls can do bass too, girls can play the drums too, and we sing all the time, but all the other stuff. I mean, because I don't play any instruments. I used to play violin and flute, but I went to the school. But I went to the neighborhood school, and they didn't have such a good program. But but just to be able to have that talent and be able to get on stage and do it just as good as the men, it's remarkable. And you guys did it a long time ago. Did it when it was, like, oh, girls can play too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ahead of your time. Yeah.
Like I said, you never would think that you got a bunch of female band out there.
And fall too.
Back in the day, but now look at it. Have. But I wish I could remember that lady's name and just be playing the guitar. And she was inspiration too. I know the women that's playing an instrument, but she was doing it back in the 20s.
Interestingly, I went to they have I don't know if it's still there, but at the there's a museum downtown LA, and it's a exhibit with black music. And one of the displays or one of the rooms had an all-female big band.
Oh wow!
And it was pretty amazing to see. I mean, like women playing every instrument, doing the solos, and no singing, just all music. It was just really, really amazing to watch. And so I mean, just the gift of music is, it doesn't have a gender.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's funny because even when we like go to sound check, even now, especially like some of the stage crew, of course, they don't really know the artist until the artist starts playing. And they see us fiddling with the instruments and kind of looking to see do they need to pull us away because we're gonna break until we sit down on the drums and like or sit on the bass and well pick up the guitar and start like girls can do it too.
That's right. That's right. Represent.
Well, they always thought this all women do is play the piano, and that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Big Mama Thornton, is that who you guys were talking about? Yvonne J. Just gave it to
That's
us.
who it is.
Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks, Yvonne.
Yeah.
Yes, that's who it is.
Big Mama Thornton, Ray Thornton.
Yes.
Yeah. So that company I was talking about is spelled PHENYX.
Okay, I'll look them up.
And I invite you to check it out because I mean we've been using it and it works out. It works out, and it's for a lot cheaper than what some of the major brands that are charging to do exact same thing. I mean, one day I bought all the mics and all the headsets, and we could have a choice between mic or headset. Which one you want?
Right.
Yeah. What would be cool to have like a festival with sorry guys, but with all girls like jazz and Pink and Klymaxx and
Yeah.
That would be amazing to have you two on a show together. I don't know if you know Gail Johnson, but
Oh yeah, I know Gail. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got it in my
yeah.
phone. I got it in my phone.
yes,
Okay.
she's amazing. She's my friend too, and
Oh, nice. Uh-huh.
yeah. So I mean, just amazing, and for her to accept me, as an artist and a singer was like, wow, you like me? Oh, thank you. But just her vision also, I'm sure had maybe your your vision really helped her to do hers too.
Yeah. I mean, we encourage each other, whether we know it or not, or want to even admit it. Sometimes we'll see each other, see another female artist on some flyer or something, like, you know what, I need to maybe check something out over here, because if she can do that, maybe I can do this over here. So I mean, we encourage each other, whether it's intentionally or not. But the fact that we're out there, gives us all courage to keep going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know if I asked you this, but what keeps you motivated? I mean, to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fans showing up. It's my passion for music, the enjoyment of playing music. The excitement of running and jumping on the plane before it takes off. All of that. It's just, it's what I do full time. And I'm really enjoying it. My bandmates, they're enjoying it too. They're enjoying supporting me, supporting the Klymaxx legacy. I mean, there's some things that, you might not want to have happen, but the overall scheme of thing, all of that is so worth it once you get up on that stage and start feeling that music, And then sometimes you get so into it, you almost forget the audience is there, because you're like, whoa, you're just in this euphoric feeling of playing music, singing, your instrument in their hand, the vibration of the harmonies and stuff. And it's like, oh, and the audience is there too.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Oh.
Y'all still here?
There's a cute
Totally
little
forget about 'em
out
all.
like that talked about how musicians get into a euphoric state when they're really doing their thing, and that movie from it captured it like no other. I can't remember the name of the movie. Yvonne, what's the movie called? But it's great. I mean, just being on stage, I'm sure, and you've done it so much that it's it's amazing. So bad. What was the maybe your worst your worst experience on stage?
Well, I can think of one time back in the 80s, we were playing in Orangeburg, South Carolina, Orangeburg, New Jersey. I know there's like Orangeburg something, South Carolina thing. And we got on stage. It was kind of put together. It wasn't like a major venue. It's kind of put together, and the power kept going out. We do a song, the power would go out. And I think it happened like 3-4 times, and it was like, you know what, we can't go on, because it's just it was upsetting to us, and of course the fans, they weren't enjoying it either. I mean, it was so long ago, I don't remember, but I just remember the feeling of being disappointed.
Helpless, couldn't do anything.
Yeah, we couldn't continue on, but the power just kept going out.
Oh gosh, that is frustrating.
And again, I hate to change the subject, but it kind of is part of the subject. But like I said, being an electrician, you would think it's not part of the plan. But because I was an electrician, I learned the skills to build a rehearsal room on my house.
Nice.
We rehearse here at my house. We got a bar, we got a disco ball, we got a
That's awesome. I love it.
When's rehearsal? I'm on my way.
Look at the address. Come on, Wednesday nights. We rehearse every Wednesday night.
I'll bring the vodka.
I'll send you the address. Come on, girl. I mean, we have a great time. We have a safe space that we can go to, and just be girlfriends, talk about something, laugh at each other, work the show out. But I mean, because of those skills that I learned, like I said, it was still part of the path.
That's beautiful.
And learning those skills.
When you built your room, did you do the electrical work?
Of course, I ran 3/4 pipe. Do you know what that means? No.
I know exactly what it means.
I ran 3/4 pipe with 12 gauge wires in case I wanted to expand later on.
Go ahead now. Go ahead, my sister. I know that's
Never
right.
underestimate
So
a
you
woman.
had your snake, you put it in, you put the snake in, pull it on through.
That's right. Yeah, throw the soap on the wires and slide them through that pipe. Yep,
Yep.
Stick out all your electrical tubes.
of course.
That'll work.
Got my electrical bag, and if I have to go on a job site with my pink hard hat.
I think that's beautiful, girl. And and
do
now that you
too.
said that, I can relate to you because I actually have a background in electrical work as well. I did that for a lot of years as too. And then of course, being a musician too and stuff. You're right. It all works together, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Because
Yeah.
you can figure out a
It's
lot
just-
of things.
Yeah. I mean, everything works together some kind of way.
You gotta
Sometimes-
pay that $25-$30 an hour to an electrician to come in.
No, this is what I do now. I call them and say, "This is what I want you to do," because I don't feel like crawling and doing all of that.
I
This
know
is what
that's right. Yes.
No, I know how to tell you what to do.
Right.
Yes. Oh man, that's so great. That's so great.
Oh yeah, but it's a good thing that you know something like that,
Mhm.
because like I said, it's a lot of today. It's a lot of females that's in construction.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you a story about one of our interesting shows. You asked about, our worst. I'm gonna tell you about one that's very interesting. Back in the '80s, we're on stage, we're singing "I Miss You." We're doing the swaying side to side. I miss you. Just all in the moment, and all of a sudden, as the singer has her hand out, some guy throws his underwear, his Fruit of the Looms, on her arm.
Well, that's a way to snap out of it.
All of a sudden, we're hearing her say, "Oh, roll it down! There's another pair up there!"
So
And then finally, he threw the package up there to show, it was one of those 3-packs.
There's some clean draws up there. I want
Thank God.
boy, now that is the first. Now
That's
I
good.
know when the men up on the stage, I know them females would throw their panties up there on the stage. That's the first for a man.
that's what's up.
So now nowadays we do a little twist on it, and we have some actual pink panties that we throw out in the audience sometimes. It's got our, logo on it and everything. And throw them out at the end of the show. So.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you. Yeah, because I used to see a lot of that. I used to do a lot of staging. I done staging with in Oklahoma with Chaka Khan, Al Jarreau, and Cool in the Gang.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've done, and David Sanborn. I've done a lot of staging back in the day, and working an 8-hour job too.
Right.
Yeah. Shoot, yeah. I done seen it all.
Yeah. Live long enough, you will.
Yeah.
Now, that's what I was going to ask you. So the members that you have playing with you now, what was the process of finding the right people to play with you? Was that tough? Bless your soul.
Oh Lord, if I could tell you stories and stories, but I've been doing this, revamping of Klymaxx for 20 years now, I think. Yeah, 20 years. And you, especially in LA, you first pass word of mouth. Hey, I'm looking for, you go on the internet, you try to, find where the musicians are kind of congregating, looking for gigs. I mean, they have a website out there, Musicians Contact, that I go to often. So it's been a 20-year process, to really be honest with you. And sometimes, they'll walk in with an agenda. Sometimes they walk in, they want to, help out with the Klymaxx legacy.
Yeah.
So I have to say that, the women that are working with me right now, they're, a couple of them are working on a 12-year period, 10-year period, and the one that just kind of started with me now, she's hadn't been quite a year yet, but it's like a family. Sometimes you just have to have the right vibe, the right personality. There's nothing right or wrong. I mean, everybody has their path that they're trying to pursue. But to find people that are on the same mental atmosphere level that you want to express this legacy. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey. There's been a couple of horror stories, but for whatever the divine energy has in plan, it has all worked out, and I continue to move forward. And I have a group of women now, and like I said, we got a rehearsal room with the disco ball and the bar, and we have experiences together. We support each other. They carry my instruments. It's like, girl, I can't go on. Just whatever you gotta do. And I also have to say, I never had any kids. I never bore any kids, anything like that. So, these are like my, I don't want to say kids, but they're, we're a family. So, I mean, they go through some stuff. It's like, girl, I've been through that. Let me tell you what you do.
Are you up to adoption?
What you say?
Are you up to adoption? I'm just saying. I need to be adopted.
I think your microphone cut out.
Is Ray trying to get adopted?
I was trying to get adopted.
Oh, the microphone went out again. I don't know.
She ain't trying to hear that, Ray.
I ain't trying to hear it. I know that's right. But yeah. Well, I tell you.
What's your favorite song of all time?
Oh,
doesn't have to be your music, but what's your favorite song?
Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the bass is it the bass solo to get you? What's the
whole thing? The whole thing. Yeah, the energy of it, the groove of it. It solos every spotlights every instrument. That song. I mean, there's no other song for me that tops that. I don't care how old it is. No other song tops that.
Well, old Sly, he finally got paid, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was. He finally got his money. The man was living in I guess a truck with a tap on it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he finally got paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, sometimes that happens. I mean, there's a lot of old school artists out there that haven't seen their royalties. Sometimes they don't know where it is because there was no digital footprint to keep up with it.
Keep up with it, yeah.
Sure.
Well, that was just like I was saying back in the day that the labels, they kept 2 sets of books, and they paid you so much for one set of books, but they was gathering the bulk of the money in the second set of books.
Yeah.
So but like I said, back in the day, people didn't learn the business.
Yeah.
All they want to do is just get out there and perform.
Or it was on the job training.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I can see why they lost a lot of, their royalties and stuff like that, their writers' rights and all of that stuff. I can see that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't learn the business.
Yeah.
But it takes to learn the business so you can stay on top of it, your game, so you can get paid.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think the tracking process now is so much better anyway now, especially with digital.
Yeah.
Right.
You keep track of your music and what it's doing and stuff like that. Even if you have a distribution deal with a company, I mean, you can still do checks and balances to find out where your money is going. The unfortunate part is because there's so much downloading and pirating and stuff, you don't get the same kind of checks that you used to get back in the 80s, 90s. And
right. Now let me ask you this: do you still you have all your catalog? Do you have the catalog?
Well, the Klymaxx catalog is still tied into Universal, which was MCA at the time, and it's just little convoluted right now.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation we need not go through.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's that the music is what past 30 years, and when you get past 30 years, then they don't really care.
Well,
It goes back to the
gotta
original
think of it
writer
like
thing,
this.
right?
Your music is still being played
Sure.
globally, and most of it is right there in Europe.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
That your music is really being played.
yeah.
Go. Them Europeans, they don't change nothing. They love old school.
Yeah.
They do. And Costello, you had something you were saying too. What was you saying, Costello?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think Ray kind of overdid you there on that one, but
I don't remember. I mean, I'm again, we're in the room with a legend. It's just
I always
Much
tell
respect.
these up and coming artists, you got to know how to read a contract. You got to know how to count your money. You got to know how to put your money aside. If there's something I can go back and tell my younger self, is put money aside, save money. You get a gig and get $100. I don't know, put 20% away, 10% like you do in church. Put something away, because a lot of these, a lot of these old school artists that are out now, they have to tour because they didn't save for the future. They, I don't know, maybe didn't pay into Social Security because everybody got paid cash all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not downing them. They want to be 80 years old, roll up in a wheelchair and sing and sell tickets. More power to you. I love it.
I do too. But something.
If you don't want to be in that situation, you got to put money away. You got to save you could be 20 years old and you think 50 is 100 million years from now. It's not. Put money away that you can't touch until 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I can't stress that enough, because I see some of these guys out here and, I know my body sure don't want to, but I got to make this money because I got to eat, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But nobody didn't teach us, like you said, in the business, they didn't teach us a lot of stuff that we should have learned at that time,
That's true.
You can appreciate that, Ray, can't you?
Yeah, because what you just got through saying, I've been saying the same thing. Because if you're working an 8-hour job and you're going out there performing and you got bills, you got to eat, whatever, put some of that money back that you're performing with.
Right.
I remember you saying that, Ray. I mean, I put money back into my production. I don't just go say, okay, I'm going to go buy a purse, put the money aside. And then, so like I have money, like, okay, I have this little bit. So now I need to use this to help me to market this record or help me to do this. Because, you can make a record, but if you don't market the thing, no one's going to hear it.
That's true.
And so that's very true. I've been preaching that same song for 30-something years to some people I know. I've been preaching it. But, it's on them if they want to do that. I can understand you got bills. Yeah. Everybody got some of them.
Right.
But if you out there doing what you do, put that money back. Shoot. Here, look here.
Yep.
I come back from Africa. I've been hustling ever since. I've been back. I done made some money. I done put it aside. When I get ready to go again, I ain't got to touch this money over here. Like my Social Security, my VA, what else? My annuities from the federal government. I ain't got to touch that. I done made enough money to go overseas when I get ready to go.
Hey, Ray.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to sponsor me? How much money?
I
can surely use the help.
What about that?
All right, Joyce. I'm telling you, like I said, every year I was telling the guy, I said, man, I come back and it's tax season. I do taxes. I'm telling you, it took me over 2 weeks to get get their stuff, start doing it. I'm telling you, I didn't want to do it, but I finally got it all done. Done the last one on the day, on the 18th. So I'm good.
Those 3 days make a difference.
Yeah, you gotta keep receipts. Gotta pay those taxes. If you're out on the road, you gotta keep records. You gotta be able to answer questions if the tax man ever knocks on your door. I mean, you gotta do that. Oh, and by the way, I'm looking for a new tax man. Any suggestions? I'll take.
I do have one.
Okay, because mine retired, so I gotta find a new one. So
a sponsor of mine actually is I can connect you.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
did my taxes and we were happy.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I got you, girl. I got you.
Yay! I got 3 schedules, and it's like my taxes look like 55 pages. Like, woo, Lord, I can't do that.
Yeah, he's one of those people that does taxes for people that get into some trouble. And so, he knows all the nuances and stuff. So I didn't have any issues, but just saying he knows how to take.
I get that. Yeah.
Look at Costello.
Yes.
I was at work, and then I'm reading the tax law code. I retired with the Department of Defense, but I used to work for the Treasury Department in Kansas City, and I was sitting there reading the tax codes and stuff. A couple of people come and say, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm reading the tax code, getting ready to do my taxes." "Oh, you do tax?" I said, "No, but I sure need my taxes done." I've been doing these people's taxes for 20 years, over 20 years.
Wow.
And one guy came to me. He was like $20,000 in the hole. I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. Give me 2 years. Give me 2 years or 2.5 years. I'll get you out of your tax problem." I got him out of it. He's been coming to me ever since.
Wow.
And that's been 20-something years ago.
When you find somebody who can do your taxes and you trust them like that, you keep them. But but it sure does hurt when they retire and decide they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah,
what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I've had mine since the 80s, since Klymaxx. So I was devastated, but I gotta find somebody.
Well, I got somebody because this is the first year I've had to use a new person, and so I was pleasantly pleased. So I will definitely pass on the name to you.
Matter of fact, I think I'm on your Instagram page. I'm gonna send you my contact info now.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
But it's like I said, that's something I've been doing ever since I retired in 2001. That's what I've been doing every year. I know one year, like I said, I had to cut some of them off, but I'm talking they was getting on my complete nerves. Wait till it's late. Want to file after the due date and everything else, I just cut them off.
Okay. Well, I think it's about that time. So let's see. Cheryl, why don't you tell everybody how they can definitely keep following you and keep up with some of the great things that you're doing, and also I wanted to also mention because I know I went to your website, this past week, and when I saw, in fact, when I saw one of the links, there was a link about the song. Never underestimate the power of the woman, and I clicked on it, and then it gave me MP3 of it. So I don't know if you were aware of that, but it downloaded on to the hard drive. So I was going to actually play that as we retire from here. But I just wanted to thank you, for coming on today and just sharing your joy with us, and we look forward to some of the other wonderful things that you're going to be doing, because I know that you're not going to stop. I know that you're going to keep going, because I don't want to hear that you didn't, I know that when you was telling me, because I can understand, you were devastated when the record labels dropped and everything, and then you felt like you didn't want to get back in it. But I'm just so happy that you did get back in it, because your talent is just too good to not be here. So please.
Thank you so much.
If you
Yeah.
see her on stage, she's never letting that stage go.
I know that's right.
That bug done bit her good. She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, the band has already told me, even if we got to push you on a gurney, we gonna.
Cheryl, here's your guitar. Here you go.
We gonna get you up there some kind of way. We gotta put you up on some stilts. Whatever we gotta do.
Right.
Put your fingers right here.
Just keep on going. Keep on going. That's how you do it. Don't let nothing stop you. But like I was saying, Gary got your information. So,
Okay.
like I said, I'll do some checking with my friends at the city of DeSoto because her calendar's full till the end of October. We ain't talking about bringing nobody in the wintertime. No, wow.
Cali girls don't do.
And,
After November, no East.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I may have been born in Chicago, but I can't take that snow anymore. I've been in California way too long now.
Well, I'm telling you, this weather here has been totally ridiculous. It'd be 70, 80 degrees for 2 or 3, 4 days, and then it drop. I said, "Damn, what's going on there?"
Yeah,
I like cold weather, but I don't like it just change, just like that so drastically. I
Yeah.
don't like it
You
like
gotta
that.
take every coat of the season because you don't know what season you're gonna be
I
in.
know it,
Right now, I
right?
don't even know what season we in. It's supposed to be spring, right?
That is so true. Yeah, it's crazy now. It really is.
Raining and everything is, and that rain and the cold set in.
Summer is coming. Summer's coming.
Yeah.
But when this summer come, boy, it's gonna be hot in hell here. That's for damn sure.
So the website is it Klymaxx?
Yeah. The website is Klymaxx.com. That's KLYMAXX.com. All of our social media is there. On Instagram, we're at Klymaxx Music. Facebook, Klymaxx Music. What am I missing? Twitter is just Klymaxx. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Oh, I think I even have what is that? A TikTok, but I'm not sure. But I'm just kind of lurking. I'm not really posting. I'm kind of lurking on. That's also, I think, Klymaxx Music. I invite your listeners to definitely sign up for our website. Our newsletter. And it's right there. There's a button right there on the website to click onto and sign up for our newsletter. I promise I don't send out stuff every week, every day. It's like, just kind of letting people know what's going on for the month. We have a store on our website. Sign up for, our T-shirts and stuff like that. You can even send me a message, an email, Cheryl@Klymaxx.com, and I will get to it soon, as soon as I can. But even on my Facebook page, Cheryl Cooley, I think it's Cheryl.unruly.cooley. I'm right there. You can reach out and touch.
Let me ask you this, Cheryl. If I go on the website and go to the store and can I get a T-shirt, a T-shirt that big 'em and fit 'em?
I sure do.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Can you big 'em and fit 'em?
I sure do.
When's your next show, Cheryl?
So actually, next weekend, the 5th, we're going to be in Oakland, California, at the Yoshi's. We're going to be doing 2 shows there at 8 and 10, and then the next day we're going to be in Fresno, California, doing the Cinco de Mega with Stevie B, and then we have a little pause for May, and then we start back up in June. And I think June we're doing every week.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, but the calendar is right there on our homepage. Check it out. So I'm just enjoying it. I'm just enjoying that we're, as somebody says, booked and busy.
Nice.
That's right.
That's great.
You deserve it all.
You sure
so
do.
Congratulations.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I want to also thank you, Costello, for coming and hanging out with us today too. Really appreciate that. It was.
I'm geeking out, and girl crushing. I'm just, it's been fun. I've had so much fun, learned so much, you're able to ask so many questions, and it's been great. So thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there anything that
listen to my music too?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Please let everybody know how they can actually get to you as well, and if you have some things that are coming up as well.
Oh, me? Well, here you go. Castella. CastellaMusic.com. That's my website. And I have a new single coming out on June 9th. A nice summer jam. So I'm looking forward to starting the promotion on that. So it's a really cool record, and I'm really proud of it. And I'm hoping that everybody digs it when it comes out. So I'm gonna put out that that pre-save. So when you see it, go pre-save it, on Spotify, whatever you use. Yeah. And just support the record. So that's it.
We will. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure was a pleasure to have you on, Castella, Miss Soul Live Queen.
Thank you. I have another show scheduled in October. I haven't quite announced who my special guest is, but I will be announcing that soon. Awesome. But October 6th, I'll be back in Bellflower at the Stand Up Comedy Club again.
Great.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
And I'll be in DC for the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame at the end of June. So I'll be presenting. Hopefully they'll let me sing, but I'm just happy to be a part of it. Yeah, just
that's an honor just even doing the presenting. Yeah, that's an honor.
I guess I can talk, so they don't know what they got themselves into.
I know you're right.
Girl, go for it.
I know you're right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, go ahead. What you got, Ray?
Okay then. This year is it's going. You can go ahead and put it on your Facebook page later on in the day. Of the show or your Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're talking about today's show? Yeah. It'll be available. I definitely will post it out, and that way everybody can have access to it.
And you got the scolding, so Gary, we got to get a GHP.
Yes. IG, definitely. That's my.
Yes. 2 days. Girl's manager told you 2 days.
2 days.
Yes,
you have been so ordered. I'm like, if I didn't have an idea, I was gonna go get one today.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that information, though.
I mean, also speaking of my manager, you might want to even have her on the show. She's got her own CD release and career. Her name is Sharice Reese Jones.
Okay.
She's out of DC. So check her out. I'll have to send you her exact website.
Please do. Yeah, definitely do that.
She might be an artist that you would be really interested in interviewing, but she's been very helpful with the Klymaxx thing and helping me and with that. So we help each other. That's how we. I've been to DC to help her perform her shows, and she helps me with my shows. So women power.
Yeah. And also I want to shout out Enthroned Records, Andre Pittman.
That's right.
Too.
Yeah.
Appreciate him cooking us up. So. Definitely. Well, Cheryl, it sure has been a pleasure. It really has. And and we consider you family now. You've been over here, so please come back. When you can, and we can definitely recap and kind of catch up on some of the great things that you're doing, and just keep doing it because you're doing the right thing. You are.
Thank you.
And I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of it. And please join us here next week. In fact, I will definitely put out the post on what we have in store for next week. But again, we appreciate everybody that tunes in. We don't take it for granted. And again, thank you, Cheryl and Castella. I appreciate you both.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I mentioned everyone who was in the chat room. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I think I may have gotten everybody and said hello. No, that's something
I think you did.
Yeah.
Did I? I think I got no. Cousin Marilyn. I think she came in late.
Yeah, she just came in late.
Okay,
and then
Marilyn.
There's a Rose Belk.
Yeah,
Yep.
Rose. Yeah, another great artist that we recently had on this show as well. So
Yeah. So I think that's everybody. But if I missed you, I know Joel, I think he might be gone, but I think I may have missed him. But Joel, everybody, thanks for coming to the show. It was great. I had a great time.
I did too. We did too. All right, Ray, you got anything you want to say before we leave?
Well, yeah, sure. I'm just trying to get adopted.
And also, Al Lindsay is listening too, guys. Al Lindsay is
Oh,
listening.
that's my bud there.
Yeah,
Al.
brother Al. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Al.
Out of Detroit. That's where my music is Detroit based. So
Yeah.
my band is in Detroit. So, yep. So, hey. Hey, Al.
Awesome.
But, yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to get adopted. But hey, Cheryl,
Her mic's broke again. She can't hear it. She's not hearing it. I told you already.
but I tell you what, it was our pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank
You know,
you.
I listened to y'all when I was overseas in Vietnam, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah. When I saw the word climax, but you know how it go. My mind went somewhere else. Straight down.
And then it doesn't make it any better being all female, right? You gonna say that too?
Yeah, that's right. It went straight down in the gutter. Goes out there.
He was the one that threw the underwear.
I thought that's probably who it was, wasn't it?
The truth has come out now. It was him.
But it's our pleasure. And Costello, definitely. Soul Live Queen, it was our pleasure to have you on the show, co-hosting with us today.
Thank you.
But,
Thank you
hey,
so much.
one thing I can say, everybody have a good weekend, and this week, see you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
All right. Well, I'm gonna close this out with never underestimate the power of a woman.
Oh, wow.
All right. So y'all keep it locked right here, and thanks again, everybody. Y'all have a great weekend.